Reese's performance so far? I mean, 4 games in, he's had pretty good kicks.
Well, our coverage is because of his kicks. You know, I think we're top 15 maybe or something like that. But it has a lot to do with Reese. I mean, he's been really good, and he's actually kicking, his field goal stuff in practice better too. That was, that's one thing that when I came here, he wanted to get a shot to do that. But his kickoffs have been awesome. Great hang time, gives you a chance to cover, which, that's what we want. So I think when you're averaging, I think maybe people are averaging like 15 yards return. We got our work cut out for this week because these guys are really good.
The kickoff return, it seemed, and punt return seemed to have a pretty good week this week, especially Dre.
Yeah, I told you last year that was on me. I take a lot of pride, and we take a lot of coach does too. But we should have been better last year, and that was my fault. And so coming into this season, returns was going to be the big thing that we said we had to get better on, just field position wise, and kind of even where we're at right now, we're just getting some lulls in the game, and it's like we have to have it. It's not an option. So I'm glad our guys are. It's not what I'm doing. It's what our guys are doing. I'm proud of them for executing what we're trying to do.
Do you feel like sometimes that it kind of falls on your shoulders, maybe kickstart the offense?
Oh yeah. Well, I said when you get in the games, I went back to some of our games. Even last year we talked about it. When we're not doing, we start struggling offensively or defensively. Special teams. That's what you're there for, honestly. And that's kind of what our, my goal is always just, I put pressure on myself to, when things are happening in the game, to change it. And I still think we have to do more. Obviously, we struggled with some games, and we got to find a way to score, get a block kick, and do something to change the game.
Back-to-back games with 20-plus carries for Taj. How is he feeling,
Taj is a tough kid. He's going to take he's taking a lot of shots. And it's not just the carries; it's this pass pro. I mean, I've been telling everybody he's the best back pass protector in the country, and he takes pride in that. So yeah, it's we got to get some other guys. It's one of those deals where do you put him in the game? There's got to be a spot where you can. We've just never had a comfortable game where you can just throw guys in, and that's kind of where you start playing those young guys. But we've got to start getting those other guys in the game too.
Have you kind of still seen Gino's confidence still to
I think Gino's been
rise?
The first game, like I said, that was not normal of Gino, and I think everybody pretty much let him hear it. I damn sure know I let him hear it. So but the game what he did last week was huge. We don't make that kick, we have no chance to win the game or to tie the game. And it's kind of like a last second kick because he's got to hit a 30-something yarder to give us a chance to go down and score and put it in overtime. So, but you know what? That's why Gino's here. That's why Reese is here. They're here to make those kicks in big situations.
I know you don't really want to see him on the field, but Austin, what he was able to do.
I mean, you guys have seen Austin. Everybody's seen Austin. Matt can probably tell you more than me, but he keeps creeping up to one. I mean, he's going to end his career as one of the top 10 kickers of all time. Punters of all time. And but he's just you don't want to see him, but when he's out there, I love seeing him because I have so much confidence he's going to do what Austin does. He's got a great leg. But once again, the thing I keep saying, he's such a good person. He's a pro. He practices, what he's trying to do. He applies his trade the way he's supposed to.
How do you keep Taj fresh when you're giving him so many carries?
Well, I pray. Obviously, religion's a big deal. You got to pray, faith, all the stuff. Taj takes care of his body. Every recruit I talk to, every kid that's on our program, that I cross paths with, it's like, you got to do what Taj does. He takes care of his body. He's the first one here. He lifts. He hydrates. He eats the right. He's a consummate pro because he knows he's going to have to. It's just what we need. We're gonna lean on him this week. We're gonna lean on him the rest of the season, just like we did. We have to. He's one of our best players on offense, and we're gonna use him.
Coach, Cameron Valdez was listed on the depth chart this week. Are we going to see him in the back?
Yeah, he was banged up early, and last week same thing. We wanted, we got him in one of his runs. God, I thought he was going to break loose, and the guy fell off and made a play. But he's going to get a lot more carries this week, and he's going to play more series. No matter what, we've got to get him in there, and he knows that, and he's ready. He's back full speed. He's got to stay healthy. That's part of the deal as well.
From the Wyoming game, what have you seen be like anything as the running game that's been more successful?
I think our offensive line. I mean, honestly, if you want to run the football, your offensive line's got to be better, and I think they've gotten better and better. I think last week, once again, we ran. Last couple of weeks, we've gotten better. Our offensive line, they've gotten better and better. They've gelled together, and it helps your run game. Once, as you guys are well aware, you guys know this. I'm not telling you something you don't know. When you can run the ball, you're gonna start pulling safeties in, then that opens up your passing game as well. So I think we just got to stay the course, keep running the football like we are, just keep getting better and better at it with more than one back, and then like I said, our offense is going to be all right. It's frustrating. I know everyone's frustrated at times. I wish we were undefeated, just like everybody else does, but we're not. Well, we're still going to come to work every day. We're not going to change what we're doing.
Is the offensive line performing at this point, kind of like what you guys were talking about?
Yeah, I think where they're at now is, we thought they were, it's in part of it, they weren't. Everybody knows that. It wasn't no secret. Now they're getting better and better, and they just got to keep. Everyone's got to keep getting better, and coaches and me included. So they got to get better. We're getting better every week, and hopefully this is the week it switches on for us.
Part of that just kind of the continuity as they're getting more games.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that. Some of a lot of those guys, Rusty, Cole, they're new to us, and then Dennis moving over from center to guard, new position for him. Everybody goes, well, it's not that hard. Well, yeah, it is. It's a new position for him. So, but I thought those guys, they played really well last week. We ran the ball for a lot of yards, and they're getting better. So we just got to keep grinding.
Coach, do you have any intention to switch any more positions on that offensive line, or do you want to keep it the same the rest of the year?
No, I think those all the guys that are playing. I think if you just kind of look at what you saw last year, I think we can plug anybody in at any time because we had to play a lot of offensive linemen last year. It's the same this year. We got a lot. That's probably the one spot we do have depth at. So it's offensive line. That's one of those deals where you got to keep playing to get, like you said, continuity. However, if someone goes down or someone's not performing, there's plenty of guys you can throw in there to make a move.